Hello and welcome to downtown Taipei. We managed to stay on an extra couple of days after the amazing cycle show here. Pretty lively here in the park on a Sunday morning. But today on EMBN, we have an all-new specialised Levo SL and a behind-the-scenes look at VMG Bikes from Australia. Wow, what an amazing backdrop for the EMBN show. We've got, I think it's the world's 11th tallest building to our left. Fantastic island, fantastic city. But yes, folks, the news. Right, well, Specialized have launched a new Levo SL, this time in aluminium. Remember, the first Levo SL was launched in South Africa 4 years ago. But last year, they updated that bike with a motor which was lighter, more compact, and offered more power at 50 Newton meters. The battery on the bike, 320 watt hours with an option of a range extender. Levo SL, known for its fantastic handling with custom tuned suspension on there. Available in 6 sizes, 320 watt hour battery in the down tube with that range extender like I mentioned. 29-inch wheels, 150mm travel, and a price, remember this is only available in limited markets, of £5,250. Wow, lots of exercise going on in this park this morning. We've got kids here from 2 years old up to some these kind of classes for 85-year-olds. Earlier in the week, we were at Taipei Cycle Show. We saw some fantastic bikes, motors, batteries, displays. If you haven't seen those videos, check them out on the channel. And earlier in the week, we actually got to catch up with Chris from VMG Cycles out in Australia. You might have seen his bikes out on the show many times with that Bafang M510 and 610 motor. Fantastic geometry and a great price. So I managed to catch up with the owner, Chris, at the show. Crikey, how far is it to Sydney from here?
Oh, it's about an 8.5-hour flight.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Crikey, I thought it'd be like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Chris, fantastic bike, the Typhon.
That's
Typhon,
right.
Typhon, which is a 160mm travel enduro bike, comes with a Bafang M510.
That's right.
But the option of having a 560 motor in there, right?
Yes, if you want the uprated power, 500 watts and 130 Newton meters.
Right, on the 560.
Yes.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of power, isn't it? I mean,
That is a lot of power.
I think we did a hill climb challenge on the 510 motor actually last year, and we found it to be one of the fastest, most powerful motors on any e-bike. How long have you been doing VMG bikes for?
So VMG Bikes, the Typhon has been available for just over a year now.
Yeah.
But the whole process started in 2020.
Yeah.
So it took a number of years to design the bike, find the right factory, source the right components, and that's pretty hard during the middle of COVID,
Yeah.
but, we got the stock in 2023.
Yeah, so the bike then, is it made in Taiwan or China or?
So the bike, the frame is made in China and we
Yeah.
assemble in Australia.
Okay. Or can you give us a few geometry numbers on that bike?
Yes.
Head angle, bottom bracket, chainstay?
Yeah. So head angle is 63.5 degrees.
Yeah.
Seat tube is 78 degrees.
Oh, nice, yeah. Good for climbing.
That's right, yeah. So even with that slack head angle, it still climbs really well.
Yeah.
Reasonably short chainstay, 443 millimetres.
Yeah, well, just about in the middle, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And bottom bracket is 340 mils.
Yeah. Good for cornering. So I guess you guys are going to want to know the price of Chris's Typhon bike. What are we looking at in? Well, what currency should we use?
Well, we're in Australian currency,
Yeah.
being an Australian website. And I guess when you convert that to
Well, what's the Australian price then?
Australian price for a frame set, motor, battery, and all the electronics is $4,100.
Right, and convert that to UK. It's going to be about £2,000.
About 2,000 odd pounds, I would
Right.
say. Yeah.
And what do you get? What do you actually get for that then?
So you get the frame.
Yeah.
You get the M510 motor.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Right.
You get the battery.
Yeah.
You get the remote and the display and all the other cabling you need.
Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
So we haven't talked battery actually. What's the battery size in
Battery is 48 volt and it's 840 watt hours.
Whoa! Really?
Yeah.
Crikey! Is that an 800 watts with the possibility of an 130 watt-hour motor, but I guess lots of people will go for the M510, which is a 90 Newton meter motor, isn't it?
95 Newton meter, most people do go for that.
Yeah.
I think it's better for technical mountain biking and climbing single trail and switchbacks and that sort of thing. The big motor is too much.
It's a fantastic motor, isn't it? The Bafang. I mean, it's, you know, would you say it's maybe a little bit underrated?
I think, I think worldwide, it's not enough people know about it.
Yeah.
And they're continually updating it, tuning it. So the latest versions, it has the full tunability from your phone now.
Yeah.
There's like power, acceleration, assistance levels, even startup angles on the crank. So it's got the full range of tuning available.
It seems like it's got everything, really. It's got the price, it's got the power, it's got the battery range. What about availability? How can people around the world buy this bike? I did actually see Sam's Bikes riding it in Spain not so long ago.
That's right, yes. So right now you can order directly from our website.
Right, yeah.
Where we have standard builds starting from 6.6.
Oh, you do the full bike
we
as well?
We can do a full bike.
Right, okay.
Starting from 6.6, or we can do a full custom build. So if there's particular components and suspension and brakes, etc., the customer just needs to get in contact and we can get them a quote.
Okay, and what we're looking at kind of warranty-wise in terms of the bike?
Warranty is 2 years on the frame, 2 years on the motor and battery and electronics.
Wow, boom, fantastic. Chris, thanks so much for joining us. What a great show it's been, isn't it?
Oh, it's a fantastic show. I love coming here.
And what a beautiful country. Friendly people, helpful people.
Yeah, and fantastic food.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, what a great guy, and by all accounts, a fantastic bike. We're certainly looking forward to getting a ride in our Typhon with the M510 Bafang or the M610 version, which is 120 Newton meters as well. Quite interesting that Chris and his team have actually got the VMG bikes with a police service and also a rescue service out in Australia. So I'm sure you guys down in the Southern Hemisphere will get to see quite a lot more of VMG bikes in the future. Well, seeing as we're in Taiwan, probably appropriate time to see where you guys have been riding in the past few weeks. Hugo, Santa Cruz Bullet out in Valencia in Spain. Looks very balmy out there. And what about this then? This is Andreas on his Vitus e-Mythique on the city of Bergen in Norway. I think that city looks a little bit more rural than it does here in Taipei. And then Lynn, San Mesquida, northeast coast of Menorca, exploring the Cami de Cavalis, and that's on a pair of Orbeyas there. That's a bit of sea in the background. And what about this? This is Christos, Comsol Metapower 1 in Chamonix in France. Wow, what a fantastic backdrop that is there. And finally, Lag & Wolf Tracks, this is Brian and his 2022 Levo Expert with a nice upgrade on the shock absorber. Time now for some feedback from you guys over the last few weeks. First up, my USM says, how is 8,000 a good price for an eMTB when you can buy a full-on Beta gas or KTM Trials or Enduro bike for those prices as well? It's an interesting point. Totally with you. Although there are actually options out there for e-mountain bikes with great motors, batteries, components, specifications at lesser prices. For example, Canyon Spectralon CF8, I think it's £5,000 at the moment. Incredibly capable, 720 watt-hour battery. And remember that full power Shimano EP801 motor. On our video about e-bike motor repair, Alex Ford asks, how would you recommend people to wash their motor areas on their eMTB? A wet washcloth with mild dish soap? Yes, possibly. I don't actually wash my e-mountain bike that much. I tend to avoid it. We've actually done a video on this. Owen's done a fantastic in-depth video on just how you should do it. Certainly do go and point in that pressure washer in the motor area. If you want to see the outcome, if you overuse a pressure washer or a hose, have a look at our video on repairing an e-mountain bike motor, which we did at the e-bike motor centre. And then finally, user P07BK6G. I'm new to e-mountain bike at the e-mountain McLark, and after researching and watching a load of other content producers, found that EMBN best suits my requirements. Well, it's very kind. There's a lot of talk about weight, but surely motor and component strength and reliability would suffer. So what may become the next big thing? Interesting. I think you're right. I don't think weight does matter. I think there is a sweet spot for e-mountain bikes because e-mountain biking is a different sport to mountain biking. It offers so many more options in terms of riding, that is. So I wouldn't worry about weight so much. So if you are new to it, I'd suggest you go and ride different bikes with different motors, different batteries. Go and try the light to mid-assist motors. Maybe you're a light to mid-assist rider, maybe you're a full power motor rider. It depends purely on the type of riding that you're going to do. So, folks, thanks so much for some great feedback, and hopefully we can help you. And remember, like I said, go and check out Owen's video on washing an e-mountain bike. Very important. Oh my God, I think the jet lag's kicked in. Right, bike vault G from Plymouth, wait for it, Massachusetts, USA. Is that a nice or a super nice? I think that is a super nice bike for sure. And then we've got Gary's Trek Fuel EXE 9.5. It's a beauty. Southern Pegasus Bay Track, New Zealand. That's a nice bike for sure. And what about this Scott then, folks? Scott E-Spark, home in the garden. It's a big garden, Geordie. That's a nice bike for sure. Really like the Scott bikes. Jamie, Specialized Levo Pro Carbon in Avon in South Wales. And there's a place I haven't been to in quite a long time. Certainly like to get back to Avon. And that's it for the bike vault, folks. Keep them coming. We'll get more of them in next week's show, I promise. Well, it's pretty balmy here in downtown Taipei on a Sunday morning. What about the social side of e-mountain biking this week then? Well, somewhere a little bit more cold is this guy who's actually turned his e-mountain bike into a snowplow. I think this is a fantastic idea. Maybe there's a video in there, folks, for us to see the multiple types of use that e-mountain bikes can be used for. And then back on the trails, Harry Beast. Now, this guy's only 14, doing a stoppie after a double. I mean, that is some insane skills for a 14-year-old on an e-mountain bike. It goes to show, actually, that weight doesn't really matter. Maybe braking counts for more. And then this last one, this young gentleman is getting in on the action. Maybe more of a granddad, eMTB. That's it for this week's EMBN show from Taipei. We've had a fantastic time here in the city and at the bike show. Many thanks to the organisers for their fantastic hospitality whilst we've been here. We're certainly looking forward to coming back and seeing, well, what is actually the birthplace for most of the world's mountain bikes and e-mountain bikes. The likes of Specialized, Giant, Merida, you name it, they all are made here in Taiwan. Coming up on the channel this week, we've got a video on what's the best e-mountain bike motor. A super important video. And you'll actually be quite surprised to see some of the thoughts and findings around that subject. And then on Sunday, Rich is out in the mountains for a monster ride on his white e-light. So come and join us then, and we'll see you back in the UK next week. Thanks for joining us.